What if I told you that most of what we think of as love is kind of like a shadow of the real deal? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive deep into a really powerful idea that completely redefines love. It's not just a feeling, it's the whole point of being alive.
Okay, so here's what we've got on tap. First, we're going to tackle why love is called the greatest emotion, period. Then, we'll get real and look at what life is like when it's missing. After that, we'll unpack 3 key lessons about what true love really is. And to wrap it all up, we'll see how this stuff actually plays out in real life and how it can, completely change everything.
All right, let's kick things off with a pretty bold claim from our source material about where love stands compared to, well, every other feeling. This really sets the stage for everything else we're going to talk about. So let's just start with a huge question. Think about it. Of all the emotions a person can possibly experience, joy, hope, anger, fear, which one is the most important of all? Like, when all is said and done, what's the one that truly matters? And the answer is love. Just love. It's not just one emotion on a list. It's described as the emotion, the one that towers over all the others. Okay, and this is where it gets really cool. Think about faith and hope. They're like your essential gear for this journey we call life, right? Super important for getting through the day-to-day. But our source says they're for our time here. Their purpose gets completed. But love? Oh, love is totally different. It's not part of the gear. It's what we take with us into eternity. It's the one thing that lasts. So, if love is this eternal, all-important thing, what happens when it's not there? I mean, a life without love, it must feel pretty empty, right? Let's take a look at that. Wow, this quote really paints a picture, doesn't it? You can have these amazing gifts, say the most eloquent things, but without love, it's just noise. A big, empty, clanging sound. All flash, no substance. And it doesn't stop there. The source really doubles down on this. Think about these incredible things. Having faith so strong you can move a mountain, giving away every single thing you own, even sacrificing your own body. We look at that and say, wow, that's a hero. But here's the kicker. The source says if love isn't the reason you're doing it, it profits you nothing. Zero. It's a pretty radical idea. And this is where we have to draw a really important line in the sand. Because let's be honest, the world's idea of love is often kind of shallow, right? It's conditional. It's the I'll love you if you do this, or I'll love you when you become that. That is a million miles away from the kind of deep, real love we're talking about here. Okay, so let's get to the good stuff. We're going to break this down into 3 foundational principles. This is really the core of it all. So here are the 3 lessons. 1, love is the whole point of life. 2, love actually comes from somewhere. And 3, life without it is just empty. Let's dig in. All right, lesson number 1. And this is a big one. It basically says our main job here on Earth isn't to get rich or famous or smart. It's to learn how to love. That's it. To live your whole life and not learn how to truly love is to miss the entire reason you were here in the first place. Okay, so if this love is so important, where do we get it? Lesson 2 tells us it's not something we can just whip up ourselves. You can't just try harder to love. Nope. It's described more like a current, something that flows from God, who's already within us. There's this amazing analogy of the vine and the branches that makes this super clear. Think about it. A branch doesn't struggle and strain to make a grape. It just happens, right? As long as it's connected to the vine and the sap is flowing. Well, the idea here is that we're the branches, and love is the fruit. It shows up naturally when we just stay connected to the source. And that brings us to lesson 3, which kind of circles back to the beginning. It's just a straight-up reminder. You can achieve everything you've ever wanted, but if you do it without love, it's meaningless. It's an empty win. Love is the secret sauce that gives everything else value. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like, in the real world, day to day? Let's get practical. Well, the source calls these different expressions of love the fruit of the Spirit, which is a beautiful way to think about it. And the first one, joy. And we're not just talking about being happy when something good happens. This is deeper. It's love enjoying. It's that deep down delight that comes from love itself. Next up, we have peace. And again, this isn't just, no one is fighting. It's a deep sense of calm. The source calls it love resting. It's love that's so secure and confident, it can just be still. Then there's patience. And I love this one, because we usually think of patience as just white-knuckling it through something annoying, right? But this frames it completely differently. It's love waiting. It's not a struggle, it's just what love naturally does. And you can see the pattern here, right? All these virtues we admire, they're just different faces of love. Kindness, that's just love reacting. Goodness is love choosing. Faithfulness is love keeping its word. Gentleness is love empathizing. Self-control is love being in the driver's seat. It's like they're all different facets of the same perfect diamond. So, what happens when we actually start living like this? Let's get to our last section and talk about the huge transformation that happens. How we go from empty to truly alive. And this slide really just lays it all out. On one hand, you've got conditional love, the if you do this, I'll love you kind. But on the other hand, you have what's called agape love. And this stuff is radical. It's selfless, it's sacrificial, it's serving, it's forgiving, encouraging, no matter what. It doesn't depend on what you do. I mean, think about that. The final takeaway here is just, wow. When someone experiences this kind of true, selfless love for the first time, it's not just a nice feeling. The claim is that it's like they've suddenly begun to live. It's like going from black and white to full color. You realize you were just existing before, and now you're finally alive. So I want to leave you with a final thought, a question, really. Because after all this, the point isn't just to know about this kind of love, it's to actually live it. So how can you cultivate a love that is selfless, sacrificial, and serving in your own life? What's one small thing you can do, maybe even today, to bring a little more of that real, alive love into your world?